Hi, this is Steve and Sarah Mcilvaine with Mcilvaine Home Team, and we're coming to you with our May market update video. We do these videos to educate you on what is going on in the market so that you are best informed to make a good buy-in and sell-in decision for your family. We'll start by looking at where things are and where they've been. Then we'll look at why we don't believe that we are entering a housing bubble. And then we'll talk about interest rates, the impact that they have on affordability, and where are we going to go from here. The past 2 years, we have seen unprecedented appreciation. Home values have gone up as high as 20%, and even in some cases, a whole lot higher. Low housing supply, high demand from buyers looking for homeschool, home office space, backyards, coupled with historically low interest rates just caused prices to soar from the beginning of the pandemic. Simple economics: supply low, demand high, prices go up. If you own a home, undoubtedly you've seen your home increase in value, and so has the county, unfortunately, as our property taxes have soared. A lot of people are throwing around bubble and market crash, etc. And Sarah is going to unpack why she doesn't believe and we don't believe that we're heading into a housing bubble.
Looking at this first chart, the year-over-year percentage change in price. Some people, when they look at this, they might feel alarmed to see such a drastic difference between the current year and what's forecasted for 2022. But the thing to remember is that prior to 2020, the annual average increase of home prices was between 4 to 6%. So the fact that 2022 is forecasted to be at 5.9%, that's nearly 6%. That's the top end of the annual average. We are simply going back to a normal year versus the last 2 years, which have been just insanity, for lack of a better word. All right, and then why aren't we heading into a bubble? So the start of our modern day housing boom started after World War II. So if you look at home appreciation through the years since that time, you will see that there's only really been one period of time where home values sunk. And we all know when that is, 2008. I think kind of our generation of home buyers was really scarred by this time. So there's two reasons for this. One was the lending practices. The lending practices back then were not as strict as they are now. Steve can speak to it specifically because he worked in banking during that time.
Yeah, I experienced the crash. You would come into a bank, you could get a no income, no doc loan, walk out 15 minutes later with a $250,000 line of credit. People were using that to go buy investment properties, cash out as much as they could. There were other loan products that were really risky. And so I was there when these products were coming into the market, and when it failed, I was there as well. I wasn't a part of it though.
You're just an unfortunate cog in the wheel.
Yes.
It shows that the lending practices are under control, and they are not, the way things are running currently, it should not set us up for a bubble. The second reason that I referred to was that back in that time period, people were taking cash out refinances. What does that mean? That means people were taking the equity in their home and cashing out so that they could live an extravagant lifestyle, so that they could get a new car, so that they could go on vacation, so that they could get a jet ski. We hear that today and we're like, are you kidding me? Not very smart, because we know bad things can happen. We know that you don't want to take the equity out of your house. You want to keep it in there until you are ready to sell. And then you can take it out safely, put it in your bank account, and go off happily. Another thing to note is that foreclosures are still low. People were very worried about foreclosures increasing because of the breaks in mortgage payments the last few years due to COVID. People are doing fine with it. The numbers have been coming in, and there shows to be no great concern. People have been able to either sell their house and get out of the mortgage, or pick it back up, and things are humming along well with that.
I guess so. The bigger question right now is what's ahead. Home prices going up, interest rates are going up. Let's give some perspective here. The most recent updated home price forecast from the 7 forecasters that we watch show an average of a 9% appreciation rate. And more on the conservative side is on the 6% as we talked about earlier. As we look at historic home prices and look at the future, you can see that we're going back to the normal levels, 4, 5, 6% appreciation. Now, let's talk about interest rates. So when we talk about interest rates, we've certainly seen rates in the first 4 months of this year rise dramatically, as you can see from this chart. Right now, the average is about 5.25% on a 30-year fixed. So when we talk about rates right now, we've certainly seen a hockey stick effect where you have a low period of time and then a sharp increase, as you can see in this chart. And I think what's really important is how the effect that has on affordability. And then we also have to look at inflation. And with inflation, right now it's at 8% and they're trying to get it down to 6%. But inflation is the enemy of long-term interest rates. And we're seeing it right now, paying more for groceries, paying more at the gas pump. And so we have to continue to look at that. But when we look at affordability, as you see in this chart here, it's staggering. In January of 2021, the interest rate was 2.7%. October of, currently right now, it's 5.2. That is, with a $300,000 mortgage, which not a lot of people have, it's normally higher around here.
It's for a garage.
That's $400 more a month that people are paying. That hurts. And so that is one of the things that is causing buyers to say, I have to hold off, or I have to buy a lesser of a home, lesser features, because I can't afford it. So that's something that we're going to be paying attention to.
A note on that with the interest rates, with them being higher than where they were in January, it is causing some people to pause and say, maybe this isn't the time for me to buy. The thing is, they are projected to increase for the next few years. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. And there's been some experts that have said they could be at as high as 7% by the end of the year. Rather than causing alarm and saying, I don't think I want to buy, maybe reevaluate, what is that affordable mortgage payment for you? Rather than getting caught up in the numbers of the rate, talk with a lender, talk with us. What is the mortgage payment that will work for you? We can figure out what is the home price that works with the current rate so that you can still purchase a home, still build that equity for yourself. If they go down in a few years, refinance or sell and purchase a home that you prefer more. You're still going to be earning off of the investment of owning a home and, taking advantage of the fact that there are people that are pausing and saying, maybe it's not the right time. That's a good time to buy.
And lastly, the market is changing. There's no doubt about it. We want to be there for you. We want to be your advisors. If you have a question, we're happy to grab coffee. We're happy to talk over the phone or on a Zoom and just help you unpack what's going on and how it affects your situation. Again, we want to be your trusted real estate resource. All right, and there you have it. All right, thank you.